On that note, let's compare Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch to Mike McDonald and John Schneider. You just described the team that Shanahan and Lynch have put together as soft. It wasn't a few years ago. It is now. It's soft. It's old. It's slow. It's injury prone, as opposed to that young juggernaut they got in Seattle.
Well, let's compare offenses first, Iggy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Seattle has the one wide receiver in Jigba. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Mm-hmm.
Iggy, I'm looking at him. It's Justin Jefferson. It's Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
I mean, he made a one-handed catch yesterday.
Yeah. He's incredible.
And the Niners as a receiver, I want to be clear on this. They don't have anybody in his universe.
No.
There is not one wide receiver on the 49ers who is in his universe. And that would including the poor Brandon Ayuk, whatever is happening with that poor soul.
That is true.
He was a good player, but not like this kid. So they don't have a weapon like that. I'm going to say more. Running backs. Iggy, they had the two running backs, but the UCLA guy got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But now they have the one. What's it, Williams the third?
No. Walker. Kenneth Walker, the third or fourth.
Walker.
Yep.
And he is not a great running back, Iggy, but he's a tough running back, and he can get good yards up the middle.
He's fast.
Who the hell do the Niners have like that?
Yeah.
And what's more, these guys aren't old. The Niners have made it very clear in their post-mortem a few days ago, they're going to continue to start Christian McCaffrey as their running back, which means they're going to run their offense through that poor guy who they're killing. Iggy.
If the Niners had Kenneth Walker, they wouldn't even use him.
No, he'd be on the sideline.
Yep.
So, wide receiver and running back, the Niners have a complete deficiency compared to Seattle. Complete deficiency and too old. So we come back. Who put this team together? Schneider up there, he put together a team that did very well in the past, that won a Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now he's doing another. Now he's doing another team.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give John Lynch credit that he put together a team that went to Super Bowls, didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's done everything wrong. If he's the one, because he may just be a figurehead, there may be no one really who has a vision of how to put together a team. There may be no one there like that. Maybe they think it's Kyle, but he doesn't. They have a team compared to Seattle. I'm just talking offense now, that is too old and is on the decline. What Bill Walsh always wanted was youth, rejuvenate. We want to move ahead, and he would get rid of older good players. Iggy, you could make a case that the Niners, if they knew what was going to happen this season, should have gotten rid of Bosa, Fred Warner, and Kittle. And Kittle.
Yep.
And I think Bill, I wish I could talk to him. I think he would at least be tempted to get rid of every one of them.
Yeah, it's a young man's game. Steve Young said it the other day, and you look at the team that John Schneider and Mike McDonald put together. Mike McDonald's a great coach, but the star of that organization is Schneider, and there are no, he's not overpaying for Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's good, but they didn't give him $50 million a year. They gave him 30, and if he wanted 35, he probably wouldn't have been on the team. They don't have these awful contracts like the Niners have. Brock, he's overpaid. Good player, but he's overpaid. I mean, Brandon Ayuk was one of the worst contracts in the history of the sport. George Kittle's hurt and expensive. Fred Warner's hurt and expensive. Nick Bosa's hurt and expensive. I mean, they have a bunch of Trent Williams is expensive and old. The Seahawks don't have those things. They're not built like that. They just have a really good GM in the Niners.
And I want to say something, Iggy, symbolically, the fact that they hold on to the fullback. It is such an old idea. He contributes very little. You could have a tight end block the way he does, a younger, more vibrant player who could catch passes. The fact that Kyle keeps going back to him, it means he's not growing at all, Iggy. As a play designer, as a football philosopher, he's stuck in the Middle Ages. He is. He's back there with these Middle Ages.
You think Sean McVay would want Kyle Juszczyk?
I don't think any sensible coach would want him.
You think Andy Reid would
Um,
want him? No,
Not in a million
no,
years. No,
no.
you'd want a better player, a more dynamic player on the field. And the
Yeah,
fact that Kyle settles for this because his system he uses it tells you so much more about Kyle. And it tells you that McDonald up in Seattle is a more open minded thinker than Kyle.
yep. And I want to come back to Schneider for a second. This guy has been there a very long time. He was originally with the Packers back in the 90s under Ron Wolf, who's like the most famous general manager of all time. So he has real pedigree. And he built the first Seahawks Super Bowl team with a defensive coach. And he built the second Super Bowl appearing team with a defensive coach. And he's running that organization. It's not like Mike McDonald tells him who he wants and he's putting a good face on Mike McDonald's decisions. These are his decisions. And that's a big difference from how the way the Niners do business.
Whose decisions are the Niners?
You got me. I think they're Kyle's, but he doesn't want people to know. They don't want anyone to really know who's making decisions, so you can't really hold them accountable.
Yeah. Well, what I'd have to say is who's ever made the decisions lately, the decisions have been not to make decisions, have to keep stay on offense. It's a form of a decision not to make a decision. You're deciding not to decide. Look what they've done. That offense, Iggy, is dead in the water.
Yeah, it is. And it felt like for so long that Kyle was so far ahead of the rest of the league that he could just coach his way to winning. But now you're not a better coach than Mike McDonald. And in addition, they have such a vastly superior front office to what you have. It's going to be hard to see the Niners bridging the gap. I mean, the gap could be getting wider.
Certainly on defense, the gap between Seattle and the Niners is vast.
Yes.
And what's more, the Niners always used the wide 9 thing.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me that Seattle has really innovated that defense.
Yeah.
Using all those defensive backs.
Yeah.
Going small.
Yeah. And again, like the Niners are they talk about wanting to use like the Seattle defense. Seattle doesn't use the Seattle defense anymore. That's the Pete Carroll defense. And the idea that the Niners are like seriously considering Gus Bradley must make John Schneider and Mike McDonald giggle.
Yeah, I would think so. We're going to kick their ass twice next season.
Yeah.